Whoa! Where did you come from?
Well, as you can see...
You were gone for ages! Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! Never mind! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy!
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru...
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything... Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village.
Yeah, you're all talk!
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do.
Really? Paimon...
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to...
Huh? Right here?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand...
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word?
You mean, some of them...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily... Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That, by contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without... Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. The reason being...
Those eyes... Those...
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's...
Right. You were asking about the
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so...
Remember? She made a point of
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night.
Then, why would she...
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so...
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we...
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but...
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get...
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really resident, but even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we...
I want to my apologies for posing my questions like that. To be
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay.
The fact is that I'm... only one. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side.
Speaking of which, the Radicals mentioned that they despise traitors.
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation.
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell you, I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most.
There
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are...
There's really nothing around these parts.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned.
Yeah, let's go.
No time to lose. Clouds high. The birds call.
Hi!
How heartless.
Not bad.
Ooh, is this the place? It's in terror. Ah, monsters! Watch out! Forward ammo! Go!
Riptide. Ha! Ha! Yeah! Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Try this on for size. Wow! Ninjutsu!
You can run, but you can't hide.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandits? Or monster? He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a...
Hey,
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then... I'm taking a break.
and just like that, he sits. What are you reading? Let Paimon.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural.
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya. How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon's your... And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read... Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another... Oh, it looks like there are other mech...
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves adorn my night.
Come on out! Gotta dash.
Shouldn't let your guard down. Who's next?
Just like we rehearsed. Go!
One with nature. Tip clouds high. The birds call. You're mine. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. Also, why is...
Didn't expect to see him.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too?
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone leaving that question aside for the moment. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was
Loaded?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry. The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh! Now
Correct. The academia, it isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals need, as well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death. Many would give everything they have for the prospect. Even if complications arise, people will see the notion of an academia plot wouldn't.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the academia?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were... An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing... If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened.
Resource?
One possibility is that the information in their brains...
Extracted?
With the technology of the Sumeru Academy, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cried.
So, the human brain...
I'm the academia scribe after all. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge, or perhaps his curiosity.
Hyman's a little
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life. However, I can't help but wonder. The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden... I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule, but to know of...
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects?
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. Whether it be academics or knowledge, this matter needs to be corrected.
Wait, didn't you step...
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that?
Probably not. Paimon...
You can say that. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great way to think.
I'm just a more likable person than her. He won't last long if we leave him here. We'll work out our next step after.
You must be tired.
What's the situation?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time,
Yep, pretty much.
their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village. Yet, they fled.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealed.
Huh? Are our friendships that shallow?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the Sino. You're the reason why they can predict our movements.
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference.
So what you're saying is... interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham.
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Before you can take action against someone, you are simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sensitive information. Knowing their modus operandi, wouldn't you expect that if you want to raise a vicious wolf, you need to make sure that you can avoid its bite?
The academia is monitoring me?
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special... Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha day. On this day, the academia... I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were...
You're saying that the academia entered my information into the Akasha too? But what's the point in doing that?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would...
It predicted my every...
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Sino adheres to his principles so strong. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. Sino, don't take it to heart. This just proves...
They escaped because of me.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to guess where they went.
Whoa, you bounced.
There is always an opportunity for...
Oh, so that... If the academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the Yep, that's...
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After...
Please, wait! I want to go too! I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Paimon feels like...
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search the...
Is this what we're searching?
This is definitely a device used to...
How did it end up buried in the sand? That can't have... They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry. Your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Razak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device... I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
Voices, over there. Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us.
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
I knew it. That's our deal.
Dia? Why would you? Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh?
Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru Village?
So, this is the great General Dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission of resurrect.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone. Have all your years as a merc taught you nothing about placing hopes in—
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back.
You don't understand, my dear lady. Pursuing—
Even if it'll expose you to the Academia? Even if they end up disbanding the Eremites? Your Eremite—
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the— With these scholars in our custody, we'll stomp the Academia's forces and fight—
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your powers are negligible in comparison. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against the Academia, but neither of—
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Why would I listen? Filthy traitors. You're God.
It's impossible. Perhaps we should...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips, but I could be persuaded to take their place as your next hostage. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their current scribe.
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to trade place?
Precisely. Any wise person would gladly accept—
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars.
think?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using the...
You are the scribe. What do you have against the...
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the academia. Why must all not...
You academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said?
I never make empty
You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon at their word, but what about me? Do you trust me?
We've known each other for years.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward. If you're serious about taking on the academia, you need to...
An arm from the Flame Mane. You've piqued my interest. But what if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keep...
Let's do it right here, then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Rama...
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this far.
That's not for you to decide.
Do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't do it?
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off my own fingers. You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take...
Phew. I was really counting on him not going...
Dia! That was crazy! Have you all lost your minds? What if he'd actually cut...
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. There's a lot more. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are others out there.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just might be
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic. Perhaps a little madness is essential to be successful.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.